They say grief makes people irrational. They're wrong. Grief makes people precise. I was standing in the morgue when precision became my religion. Her body, my wife's body, lay under the harsh light, a white sheet, a single bullet wound over her heart. She was a police officer, a good one, brave, honest, the kind of woman who died doing the right thing, or so I believed. I touched her hand, cold as a confession. The coroner cleared his throat. "Sir, wait, look at this." He pointed to the wound, to the dark circle that ended her life. He used tweezers, careful, reverent. What he pulled out from behind the bullet wasn't metal. It was a folded piece of paper, burnt around the edges. I'll never forget what it said. 2 words, scrawled in her handwriting: "I'm sorry." That was the moment the truth began to crawl out from under the lie we'd built together. We met 8 years ago at a precinct fundraiser. She was in uniform, smiling that effortless smile that made everyone feel safe. I was a forensic accountant working with the department on a corruption case. She bought me a drink, said she admired men who chased numbers instead of criminals. I told her numbers were criminals, just quieter ones. We got married 2 years later. She said she loved my patience, my logic. I loved her chaos. Together we were balance. Or that's what I told myself, long after the balance had already started to tilt. It began with her phone, silent messages, late-night calls she said were work, the kind of lies that are small enough to ignore, until they aren't. Then came the missing money, the nervous glances, and the worst of it, the way she started locking her car, even in our own driveway. I didn't confront her, I watched, I waited. That's the thing about catching a liar. You only get one chance to let them trap themselves. The night she died, they said it was an ambush, a botched drug bust. She took a bullet to the chest while trying to protect her partner, Detective Reeves. Reeves cried harder than I did at the funeral. I remember thinking his tears looked rehearsed. So I did what I do best. I followed the money. Her bank records, her department files, Reeves's overtime sheets. Patterns emerged, offshore deposits tied to evidence seizures, a leak inside narcotics, and my wife's signature on every transfer. She wasn't just caught in the crossfire, she was part of it. The "I'm sorry" in her wound wasn't guilt. It was a message, to me, a warning that what killed her wasn't justice, but betrayal. I played my part, the grieving husband, the widower who couldn't move on. But I was moving, quietly, deliberately. Step 1, I contacted Internal Affairs. As a concerned citizen, I sent them an anonymous dossier of Reeves's finances. Enough to make him nervous, not enough to arrest him. Fear makes men sloppy. Step 2, I reached out to one of Reeves's informants, a junkie named Miller. Paid him to deliver a message, one that suggested Reeves's secret accounts were being audited. Within a week, Reeves pulled his money from every visible source and tried to hide it under a new shell company. That company was mine. Step 3, I waited until he reached out to me. A financial consultant, he called me. He had no idea who I was. The beard, the glasses, the new name, it all worked. He trusted me to launder his money. I trusted him to hang himself with it. It took 3 months. I built him a paper trail so perfect it looked accidental. When Internal Affairs finally kicked in his door, he tried to shoot his way out. He missed. Always did rely too much on his gun. The night before his arrest, I visited her grave. I told her I knew. About the money. About Reeves. About how she must have tried to back out when she realized what she'd become. That's why he killed her. Shot her in the chest to make it look like a firefight. Hid her note behind the bullet, because even dying, she couldn't expose him outright. But she'd trusted me to finish it. And I did. When I testified in court, I told the truth. Not all of it, but enough. I never mentioned the shell company, or the forged accounts, or the offshore chain that led to Reeves's anonymous donations. The jury didn't need to know. The system had its closure. So did I. Now, sometimes I sit in her old patrol car, the one they gave me after the investigation ended. I keep her badge in the glove box, a reminder of what belief costs. People call me a widower, a victim. I'm not. I'm an accountant. I balance things. Reeves's accounts are frozen, his reputation's in ruins, and the man who thought he buried the truth now rots behind bars, wondering how his money and his life vanished so neatly. Justice isn't blind. It's patient, and when it comes from behind the bullet.